Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today I want to talk about a subject that I am super passionate about, which is waking up early. My intention with this video is to share with you the positive effect that waking up early has had on my life and give you guys really tangible tips that will work and that will stick, that you can implement tomorrow for free to help you on your journey to becoming a morning person. If you are new to my channel, hello, my name is Zoe. I'm 26 and I live in Montreal. I love making videos about lifestyle and personal finance. And recently I've really been on a kind of grind or journey, if you will, as it pertains to waking up earlier. It's been a journey of about a couple of months and my starting point was, okay, we're gonna get right into it. My starting point was, it's like hard to say on camera, I don't know why. I was depressed. I was very anxious. I never wanted to get out of bed. I barely left my house unless it was to walk my dog or go get groceries. Basically every day when my alarm would ring, I would hit snooze, I would hide under the covers, I would try and avoid whatever the day had coming at me. And from all of this, you can probably gather that I wasn't feeling the best in terms of mental health. I kept trying to get myself to become a morning person. I had done it in the past, but ever since COVID, it was just really difficult for me. So there was a period of about 2 years where I was really just in that sort of cycle of waking up 10 minutes before my first meeting of the day. If I didn't have a meeting, like good luck getting me out of bed. And it was in October of 2022 that I finally turned this around. And ever since then, my life has gotten better and better just in terms of mood and mental health and leaving the house and enjoying life. It's gotten so much better since starting to wake up earlier. Now, it's not just during COVID when I reflect on low points in my life throughout kind of my whole life or my whole older life, you know, like from teenager and onwards. I can pinpoint those low points and I can tell you that I never wanted to get out of bed. It was always this cycle of hitting snooze, hiding under the covers, and like I said, avoiding what the day had in store for me. Basically just never wanting to get out of bed. Every single low point in my life, from being a teenager to now being 26, they all have that in common. On the other side, all of the high points in my life, the really exciting and really great times, I can pinpoint that I was waking up earlier, I was getting outside, I was enjoying the day. Every single one of them. One of my all-time favorite examples of this, just to kind of paint the picture for you all, is when I was studying abroad in Australia. I was there for about 5.5 months. The first couple of months, I was really into partying, drinking, and I was staying up late pretty much every single night, sleeping in. And although I was having a lot of fun and I was pretty happy, I mean, I was on exchange, I was living my best life, there was a part of me that just felt a little bit unsettled. I've never really felt fulfilled from like staying up late and partying, so that's probably why, but I decided to make a switch and I stopped saying yes to going out all the time and going to all the parties. And I started waking up early, grabbing my bike and riding my bike down to the beach to either watch the sunrise or just kind of catch the last little bit of sunrise. Sometimes I would grab a coffee, sometimes I would bring a book or my journal. When the weather was nice, I would go swimming. Sometimes my friend Gracie would join me, and these are, to this day, some of the most magical moments in my life. Now, obviously, that's a bit of an extreme example, but I also have really fond memories of when I was in a really great cycle of waking up early and going spinning. I loved going spinning. I would take the 7 a.m. class, and I just look back so fondly of these times, and I know that having that great morning, that early start to the day, really set me up for a better day as the rest of the day went on. And then COVID hit and working from home hit and all of that went out the window. I completely let go of those good habits of waking up early, and basically brings us back to my story from the beginning, where it wasn't until October of 2022 when I finally turned it around. So that's my story. In this video, I want to take you guys through some of the things that I have done to ensure that I get up early and also to enjoy it. I love sharing in my vlogs and all of that, my kind of morning routine and waking up early, and I'll often see comments saying like, I really want to wake up earlier, but I just can't do it. I set my alarm and I just sleep right through it. I can't do it. And I've kind of realized some of the reasons why you might not be able to do it. And that's totally fine. This isn't to be hard on yourself. This is just to kind of spread some knowledge and some experience of my own and hopefully get you guys to see the life-changing magic of waking up earlier. There's a dog going crazy outside my window. I really hope you can't hear it. It's also making my dog go crazy right now. She's like, what's going on? The last thing I'm gonna say before we get into my 5 tips are that I really hope these tips are something new and something you might not have heard before. I find a lot of the videos about waking up earlier, I feel like they treat the symptom, but they don't really treat the cause, if you know what I mean. So yes, it's great to put your phone in another room. Yes, it's great to put one of those puzzles on that like your alarm won't turn off unless you do the puzzle. But if inside, deep inside, these next things that I'm gonna talk about are off, none of those other tips will work, and I know that firsthand. Because your bed, when it's all soft and cozy and warm, there's no better place in the world than that bed. So when the tricky alarm goes off, when the alarm in the other room goes off, when even though you've got your workout clothes next to you or whatever it may be, if deep inside you don't have a reason for waking up, you're gonna just crawl right back into bed. None of those external things are going to matter. So with that being said, here are my 5 tips for becoming a morning person. Let's get into it. Number 1 is absolutely the most important, and it is your why. Now I know that's a little bit annoying, like, oh, find your why, but you are not going to want to get out of that cozy, delicious, luxurious bed if you don't have a reason in your heart, in your gut, in your core of why you want to get up early. I can't make that reason up for you. It really has to be individual. I would recommend just reflecting on this, journaling about it, but chances are also that as you're watching this video and I just said you need to find your why, you probably already know why. Maybe you want to finally take charge of your fitness routine. Maybe you want more time to work on your side hustle. Maybe you have a family and you're really missing that me time. These are all great reasons why waking up early can be so beneficial. Honestly, the list just goes on and on and on, and you need to reflect on, for you in your heart, why it is important to you. That's the biggest step. For me, it's kind of a combination of all of the above. I always have this feeling that there aren't enough hours in the day. I am so bad at being productive at night. Like it never happens. For the past couple of years, I've had many jobs going on, and I've had side hustles and various different projects that require me to work more and outside of a 9-to-5 schedule. I used to put a lot of pressure on myself to work at night or, go to the gym at night and do all these things at night, and night would come around and I am exhausted, I am tired. I'm like a jelly bean at night. I don't know where that came from, but I'm just not gonna do anything productive. However, in the morning, I'm way better. I'm way more sharp, I'm way more alert. Even when I'm tired, I'm just more productive in the morning. So for me, my why is to take advantage of that energy that I have in the morning and that feeling and that motivation, and allow myself to rest at night. It just makes for a more balanced lifestyle for me. It also allows me to have me time. It allows me to have some time to read. It allows me to make sure that I'm gonna get my workout in. So that's the most important step, in my opinion. Now, all of that's great, but unless you have some kind of trigger or some kind of real reason to get out of bed in the morning, you can definitely have your why, and it's gonna be motivational, but it's not gonna be the thing to literally push your butt out of bed. I think the thing that works best for that is accountability. So this could look like booking your workout class in advance. I know a lot of gyms, what's really great is if you don't show up to your workout, they will literally charge you for the class, or they will charge you like a no-show fee. And yeah, it's super annoying, but am I gonna wanna pay $20 no-show fee, or am I gonna lose my $25 class? No, I'm gonna get out of bed. So if workout classes are of interest to you, or if they're within your budget, these are a great sort of training tool to get you out of bed. Plus they're usually really fun and you get a workout in. Now, if that's not in your budget, or if that's not of interest to you, I would recommend getting an accountability buddy. And here you're gonna have to tell your friend or your partner, whoever's your accountability buddy, do not be soft on me. Because a lot of the times when we get an accountability buddy in our friend, they're like, oh, you were tired, oh, just rest, and they're too nice to us. You need an accountability buddy who's gonna be firm. You could even have your accountability buddy do something crazy, like charge you every time you don't get up, every time you don't. Send them a picture of your stove clock saying that it's 6 a.m. or whatever it may be, whatever time you choose. Maybe you owe them $5, There's so many ways to really get that hard accountability. And I really think in the beginning that is so helpful. So to recap, step 1 is to find your why, and then take that why and get a trigger to get your butt out of bed. The next tip number 2, which could also be a big reason why maybe waking up early hasn't been working out for you, is your habits. And by this, I mean maybe you're in the habit of brushing your teeth, winding down, doing your skincare all by 10 p.m., only to lie in bed and scroll on TikTok until 11:30, midnight. I've been guilty of this, I have. And it's a horrible habit. One, I think it ruins your quality of sleep. Like, there's just no way that can be good for you. 2, I struggle so much with self-comparison, and I don't need to see all of these people with fabulous outfits and fabulous houses and blah, 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 blah right before I go to bed. But 3, what a waste of time. What a waste of time right before bed. You are losing precious sleeping hours. You are going to hurt yourself in the morning because it's going to be so much harder to wake up, all for a couple of silly TikToks. Don't do it. It's not worth it. Another bad habit that I used to have was going out a lot. I would go out after work. I would drink like all the time. When I first started my corporate job in 2019, I was like always going out after work, always having a drink or two after work. And not only does alcohol ruin your quality of sleep, but you're probably staying out later than you otherwise would be. And yes, it's fun. We're young. We want to live life, whatever. But you don't need to do that every single night, especially, and here this comes back to your why, do you want to wake up early or do you want to go out and socialize? If you want to focus on your social life, that is totally fine. But of course, your waking up early journey, routine, whatever, is going to get hurt in the process. So take a little inventory of your habits. What are your nighttime habits, and how could they potentially be hurting your chances at waking up earlier in the morning? Number 3 is one that hits very, very close to home for me, and this is anxiety or dread. This is a really big one, and some people I know are gonna relate to this spot on. Some people are gonna be like, Zoe, what are you talking about? But have you ever been in a situation where you hated your job or you had something to do that day that you're absolutely dreading and you find yourself absolutely unable to get out of bed? That was my life in 2019 when I hated my job. I was so anxious. I was scared to go to work every day. That was my life. I dreaded the day so much that I chose to hide under the covers, to snooze my alarm, and would put off waking up and facing the day for as long as I possibly could. Now, obviously, anxiety is not something light that can just be abolished in a day, but I do think anxiety and waking up early and the bad habits, they kind of all create this vicious cycle where you're anxious, so you avoid going to bed, and then causes you to snooze your alarm, causes you to avoid getting up. And when I do that, I just become so much more anxious because I feel guilty for not waking up early enough. I feel guilty for not getting ready and facing the day. And it just leads me to become more anxious, which makes me want to stay in bed even longer. So waking up early is first and foremost a great way to break that cycle of anxiety and dread. But also, if you can give yourself something to look forward to every single day, that is going to help you get out of bed. Again, talking about 2019 when I hated my job, the thing that got me out of bed and the thing that got me looking forward to the day was my workout classes. Whenever I had a 7 a.m. spin or bar class booked, I was up, I was ready, I'm ready to face the day. Whenever I didn't, I was hiding under the covers. This could also look like getting a coffee on your way to work. If you have a favorite coffee shop and going in there and chatting with the barista makes you smile, then that $6 cup of coffee, I know it's crazy, $6 latte, whatever, it's worth it because it's getting you out of bed, it's allowing you to seize the day, and I really, really believe it's going to have a positive impact, that getting up earlier, breaking the cycle of dread and anxiety, it's going to have a positive impact on your life. That's another one that simply being aware of that is really, really helpful. When you're lying in bed, you realize that you're dreading the day, you can say, okay, this is the behavior that I'm doing. I'm putting off starting my day. Let's do it. Let's break through this. Let's do it. It's easier said than done, but I know that with time, you can definitely break that cycle if that's something that you're struggling with. And I'll be honest, you guys, I still struggle with that. Like, my routine now is to wake up between 5 and 6 a.m. But on days when there's something that I've been putting off or that I'm not looking forward to, you know I'm gonna be hitting snooze. I know I'm gonna be hitting snooze, and I catch myself, oh my God, this is what I'm doing. I'm putting off the day. And that's the kicker that gets me out of bed. My next tip number 4, or the fourth thing that could potentially be holding you back, is your language. We all know, I guess, that the way we speak and the language that we use, the way we talk, has a direct impact. Why can't I talk? Has a direct impact on the things that we do. If we say something like, I'd like to wake up early, I should wake up earlier, I need to wake up earlier. Okay, that's nice. What about, I'm going to wake up earlier? I wake up early. I have a great morning routine. I love waking up early. Fake it till you make it, right? While lately I haven't really struggled with waking up earlier, I have indeed struggled with going to bed earlier. And I would always tell myself, I should go to bed earlier. I need to go to bed earlier. I want to go to bed earlier. Did I do it? No. I stayed up late doing God knows what. Honestly, if I reflect on like, what am I doing at night? I really don't know. This is where the habits come back in. The other day, I was talking to my boyfriend and I was like, I really want to go to bed at 9:30 tonight. It was a Sunday night. We're doing our little Sunday reset. And I said, I really want to go to bed at 9:30 tonight. And then I heard myself say it out loud. And I kind of thought to myself, yeah, right. You know, every time I've said I'm going to do it, I don't do it. So I decided to switch my language. And right there out loud, I said, no, never mind. I am going to bed at 9:30 tonight. You know what I did? I went to bed at 9:30 tonight. That night. Just changing the language in which I spoke about my actions, I kind of made a verbal contract with myself, you know, with the air around me, like, he doesn't care what time I go to bed, whatever, it's with me. I made that contract with myself, I am going to bed at 9:30 tonight, and so I did. Going from, I should wake up earlier, I'd like to wake up earlier, to, I am going to wake up earlier. I wake up at 6 a.m. I wake up at 6 a.m. and I love it. Fake it till you make it, and I promise just changing your language will have a huge impact. The fifth tip and the fifth thing that could be holding you back is your morning routine. If you have a morning routine that you hate, chances are you're not gonna wanna wake up and you're not gonna wanna go through the motions of that morning routine. On the other hand, if you have one that you love, you're gonna look forward to it and it's really gonna become a staple in your life and it's gonna make you so happy. When I was in Australia and my morning routine was journaling by the ocean and then taking a swim, you know I was happy to wake up. Even on days when I did go out the night before, I loved my morning routine so much that I worked through the pain of having a bit of a hangover and still got my ass to the beach. Honestly, I don't think anything in my life will ever compare to that morning routine and I will forever be chasing that feeling. But even at home, just waking up and like greeting my dog, it makes me so happy in the morning. And I've learned to look forward to the simple pleasures. Personally, I don't really like coffee first thing in the morning, but I love a cup of Earl Grey tea with oat milk. And I look forward to that. It makes me happy. I wake up and I go and I turn on the kettle and that's the first thing I do. Okay, is it the healthiest thing to be drinking caffeine or to be drinking black tea, blah, 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 first thing in the morning? I don't care because at least I'm getting out of bed. Most days I wanna say I enjoy my workouts. Some days I'm like dreading doing the workout, and those days too, when I'm dreading doing the workout, I have a harder time getting out of bed. So creating a morning routine that you like is gonna be so inspiring and motivating for you to wake up. I have some videos on my channel about my morning routine. Pretty much all of my vlogs feature my morning routine in some way or another. But someone I really love watching their morning routines is Becca Watson. I will link her channel down below. She makes the most beautiful, cinematic, aesthetic morning routines. And trust me, you watch one of her videos, you are going to wanna be waking up early. So maybe you combine one of her beautiful morning routine videos with these tips right here, you'll be waking up early consistently in no time. So let's recap. First things first, you gotta find your why, that reason in your heart for wanting to wake up earlier. Then you're gonna take inventory of your habits and work on cutting out the bad ones, like staying up late drinking, scrolling, whatever it may be for you. Then you're gonna reflect on whether you have this cycle of anxiety and dread, and how can you make waking up more positive and cut that cycle right then and there. The fourth thing you're gonna do is change your language using positive statements. I am a morning person. I do wake up early. I love to wake up early. I love the mornings. And then finally, you're going to create a morning routine that you love and that is motivating and inspiring. And all of these things, all of these 5 tips are going to create a beautiful, virtuous cycle that will turn you into a morning person and create habits that stick. All right, you guys, that was short and sweet, and that is everything I have for you today as it pertains to some of the things that I did to become a morning person. I hope this video was helpful or inspiring, and I just really hope you liked it. If you did enjoy it, please give this video a thumbs up. Make sure you're subscribed to my channel, and I will see you all in my next video. I love you so much, and from the bottom of my heart, I want to wish you good luck on this journey. Don't be too hard on yourself. Let it be fun, and I really, really think it can change your life for the better. All right, I will stop talking now. I love you so much. Bye.